injury report brought to you by Montefiore, doing more. As Michael mentioned, at about 1:30 this afternoon, Aaron Judge was out on the field, first hitting off a tee, then hitting coach Marcus Timms actually threw some to Judge underhand. It marks the first time since that wrist injury that Aaron Judge has done any type of hitting on the field. I asked Aaron Boone if he views this as significant progress.
I do. I mean, this is, kind of what we've been waiting for this whole time, is for that, kind of pain to get out of there, for him to be able to really swing. And I think he's starting to get, at least a little bit excited about how he's feeling when he's swinging the bat. The ball's coming off real nice. So, again, just positive steps for Aaron.
Still no time frame on exactly when Judge will be back in that Yankees lineup, but we do know time is not on his side, including tonight. There are just 22 regular season games left for the Yankees. Plenty more to come here on the Yes Network. When we get back, Michael Kay will be joined by Ken Singleton. First pitch coming your way after the break.
By People's United Bank, no mascot, but lots of fans. Member FDIC. By Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by Buick, visit tristatebuick.com for great lease offers. I did not drop by there early today, Kenny.
No, I didn't either. But, it's, you get down there, there's a lot of fishy stuff going on.
Yeah, the whole thing is fishy. Anyway, the Mariners have taken the field, so let's take a look at the Yankees starting lineup. Yankees coming at 87 and 53. They'll lead off their right fielder, Andrew McCutchen. Giancarlo Stanton will be the DH. He'll bat second. Hitting third, center fielder Aaron Hicks. Behind the plate, it's Gary Sanchez. He'll clean up. The number 5 hitter, third baseman Miguel Andujar. Luke Voigt at first base, bats 6. Batting 7th, second baseman Gleyber Torres. Adeiny Echeverria is a shortstop. He'll bat 8th. And batting 9th and playing left field, it's Brett Gardner.
Now on the mound tonight for the Seattle Mariners, opening game of this series, hard-throwing left-hander James Paxton, 29 years old, 0-1 in his career against the Yankees. Those are his numbers this year. Let's check out our pitcher scouting report as we get underway in this first game of the series. He's a strikeout pitcher. 8 times this season he has struck out 10 or more in a game. But Old Canada, he was born in Ladner, BC, British Columbia, which is a suburb of Vancouver, British Columbia. And another reason, Old Canada, because he threw a no-hitter this year. And where did he throw it? In Toronto against the Blue Jays. And injury issues. He's had a lot of injuries over the years. In each and every year since 2014, he has spent time on the disabled list, including twice this year.
Well, the Mariners are running out of time. The A's have a significant lead for the second and final wild card spot. So they know the A's have to really slow down and they have to take off over their final games. So they begin this 3-game set with the Yankees knowing that and knowing they have to start dominating. McCutchen is ready. Paxton is ready. And let's do it here at Safeco Field. First pitch, skied to center field. D. Gordon puts it away for the first out. So we're underway. Why don't we take a look at the Mariners defense presented by Geico. You've got Denard Span in left, D. Gordon in center, and Mitch Haniger is over in right. In the infield is Seager, Segura, Cano, and Healy. Third to first. Behind the plate is Mike Zunino, and on the mound is James Paxton. The roof is closed here at Safeco Field. Some rain in the area. And there's a strike to Giancarlo Stanton.
Yeah, during the course of batting practice, well, the roof was open and they closed it when some showers came through. They were very mild showers, but I guess they don't want to take a chance.
0-2.
Paxton's good fastball, mid-90s, changeup, good slider, strikeout pitcher.
The 0-2. Swing and a miss. He strikes out Giancarlo Stanton, 2-away. So 2-away, and that brings up Aaron Hicks. And Kenny mentioned the injuries for Paxton in his career. 2 weeks in July with lower back inflammation. 2 more weeks in August with a left forearm contusion.
Yeah, I think the forearm was because he got hit by a line drive.
Fouled away. So quickly ahead in the count again, 0-2.
Yeah, Paxton made a start against the Yankees at Yankee Stadium on June 21st, and the Yankees beat him. And the reason why they beat him, they jumped all over him early in the game. He gave up a pair of 2-run homers in the first inning, and the Yankees held on and won 4-3. Judge hit one, and Andujar hit one off him.
And the pitch. Just missed inside. Paxton stands on the rubber. He's ready to go. Hicks steps out to slow him down a bit. Did he go? No, he did not. Let's give you the umpires. Jim Reynolds behind the plate. That's John Tumpain, who said check swing at first. Jeremy Rehack at second. Mark Wegner is at third. And Wegner is the crew chief. 8 pitches so far for Paxton. So he'll work a 9-pitch 1-2-3 inning as he gets Hicks on the changeup. Yankees go down in order. It's the Yankees nothing and the Seattle Mariners coming to bat. You've got the red-hot Mitch Haniger leading off. Red-hot, he has a 17-game hitting streak. Then Gene Segura, the shortstop. Robinson Cano at second will hit third. Cleaning up the DH, Nelson Cruz, 34 home runs. Denard Spans in left field batting fifth. Batting 6th, the first baseman Ryan Healy. Kyle Seager at third base bats 7th. Batting 8th and catching Mike Zunino. And D. Gordon is in center field. He will bat 9th.
Masahiro Tanaka gets a start for the Yankees here in Seattle. It looks like he's just about ready to go. 23 starts, 10-5 record. His 10th win came in his last start. Pretty good numbers overall. The ERA has been coming down. Well, let's check out the pitcher scout report for tonight on Tanaka. 5 seasons with the Yankees, 767 strikeouts. That is the most strikeouts for a pitcher in Yankee history through his first 5 seasons. And Andy Pettitte had the record, but Tanaka's passed him. In his last 9 starts, he's been pretty good. 2.68 ERA and sinking the Mariners. He has never lost to Seattle. 6-0, 3-0 here at Safeco Field, 3-0 at Yankee Stadium.
And here's Haniger. Yankees have the shift on, 3 infielders on the left side. Now, Kenny told you how well Tanaka has pitched against the Mariners. He's been unbeatable on the road this year. He is unbeaten in 13 road starts. That's the longest streak for a Yankee pitcher since Ali Reynolds went 14 games without a loss in 1949.
I was going to say the 50s, but it's even further back.
And you'd have to think the toughest place for Tanaka to pitch would be the stadium, because he does give up fly balls, and it's a ballpark that yields home runs.
Well, his home run rate has gone down. I would say you saw the ERA over the last 9 starts. He's done a better job of keeping the ball in the ballpark.
Missed outside, 3-1.
You talked about Haniger's 17-game hitting streak. It's the longest streak in the major leagues right now, but he's also hit 30 of his last 34. So it's not just been the last few weeks here. It's been about a month. He's been swinging the bat well.
Raising his average from 260 to 279. That one is chopped to third. And Duhar, the long throw, just got him. Just got him. 1 away.
And Duhar lays back. He's going to get the good hop. But he's going to have to hustle the throw. Gets rid of it. Boy, just in time. Good stretch by Luke Voigt on the other end. Yeah, got him by a step. That's good enough.
And that brings up Segura. Segura and his teammate, D. Gordon, involved in a dust-up in Seattle's clubhouse. Kind of a disagreement over a fly ball to shallow center. Segura wraps one to left field. Going back is Gardner. He makes the play.
That was a couple of days ago, wasn't it?
A couple of days ago.
Yeah.
Right here. Let's take a look at the Yankees defense presented by Geico. Gardner's in left. Hicks is in center. McCutchen is over and right. In the infield, it's Andujar, Echeverria, Torres, and Voigt. That's third to first. Sanchez behind the plate, and on the mound is Tanaka.
That's not a good sign for a ball club when you're fighting each other in the clubhouse. That's not good. I would think that it's a long season. Some guys, especially the way Seattle has played, their last 76 games, they're 38-38. So they've been playing 50-50 ball for a long time.
Here's Cano, and he slaps a single against the shift into left field for a base hit. That was very Canoian. He really uses the whole field. Let's take a look at the game time weather presented by Bigelow Tea. It's 68 degrees, 55% humidity, not much wind. It's raining outside as we speak, so the roof is closed, but it could open.
You know, I was reading that today that the roof is closed about 21% of the time here in Seattle. So that's tonight falls under that category of the 21%.
There's Nelson Cruz. I just missed hitting Span in the on-deck circle. It's going to be interesting to see what the Mariners do with Cruz. He's 38 years old and still has hit 34 home runs. And when they signed him in 2015, people thought, well, he's at the back end of his career. He's hit more home runs since he signed than any other player. 160 to Chris Davis of the A's 152.
You know, the thing about it, Baltimore had a chance to re-sign him.
Yep.
And they thought he was, as you said, getting towards the back end of his career. And you could see he's still productive, among the league leaders in home runs. And a lot of people in Baltimore now say, we should have kept him.
It was the final year of his 4-year deal, which was $57 million. Seemed a lot at the time, but the production he gives them. Swing and a miss. Cruz down on strikes. No runs a hit, no errors, and one man left on base. We go to the second inning. It's 0-0 right here on Yes. Hybrid vehicle of the New York Yankees. We asked, do you think Houston will be able to hold off Oakland for first place in the American League West? Why or why not? The Hursty said yes. Astros have much better starting pitching, and their lineup is one of the best in baseball, in addition to their championship pedigree. Follow Yes Network and tweet us your responses using hashtag Yankees Camry Hybrid to keep the conversation going.
You know, it might be easier for them to hold them up because they don't play them anymore. You know, Oakland has no shot to play them head to head.
Gary Sanchez takes a strike.
Well, the Yankees are going to have to hit better than they did in Oakland. Sanchez is just 2 for 10. Now, one of the two is a home run. But I mean, as a team, they've got to get their acts together here. And certainly with runners in scoring position, it just wasn't happening very much against the A's.
There's a strike. Last 10 games, the Yankees have won just 4. And it's been homer or nothing offense. 17 home runs, which accounted for 27 of the 41 runs scored. Hitting just .203. Sanchez down on strikes. We talked about the A's possibly catching the Astros. Astros are in Boston, 3-game set. And the Astros just scored 3 in the top of the 8th inning to take a 6-3 lead over the Red Sox. So now the Red Sox batting in the bottom of the 8th. Red Sox got some news today that I guess they were expecting. Dustin Pedroia, former MVP, is not going to play the rest of the year. He said he'll be back next year, but you know the knee problems have been too much, surgically repaired, and scar tissue there, and he's just not able to go.
You hate to hear that, and I think he played less than 10 games this year.
I think it was 3.
3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a strike.
And Duhar's looking for his first hit on the trip. He was 0 for Oakland, 0 for 6. He did hit a home run off Paxton in New York. I mentioned that before.
One and two.
And with that swing, he was looking to hit another one. Didn't connect.
Chopped to third. Seager with a nice backhand stab across the diamond. Gets Andujar.
Yeah, that was a nice play by Kyle Seager at third base. We had talked about Paxton's no-hitter in Toronto. Seager made a tremendous play late in the ball game to keep the no-hitter going. Kind of a high chopper right over the bag. Seager stays with it. Nice backhand. And then the throw across the diamond gets him by about 2 steps.
Here's Luke Voigt.
See the tattoo? That's a maple leaf tattooed to the right forearm of Paxton. He's known as the Big Maple. And that's the Maple Grove out there where a lot of his fans sit, cheer for him during the course of the game. Of course, he's from Canada. One of the symbols, the symbol on the Canadian flag is the maple leaf.
And A.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss. 1 and 2.
Vancouver is about 2 hours north of here. And of course, there's a Vancouver, Washington, too, which I think is about an hour and a half or 2 hours south of here. So if you go north or south for a little while, you're going to run into a Vancouver.
Line into left field. Span will play it on a hop. So Luke Voigt continues his hot hitting with a 2-out single.
He's going to have to get a new bat, but he'll take the hit. Looks like something with cutting action, maybe a slider, and right off around the label.
So Paxton will work out of the stretch for the first time tonight, and he deals to Gleyber Torres. Gleyber 1 for 9 in Oakland. Swing and a miss. But in Torres' last 20 games, he is 25 for 70. That's 357. 4 homers and 14 ribbies.
You get the feeling this young man's going to have a lot of milestones in his career. Now, I know it's early in his career, but his next hit will be number 100.
And will he do it against Paxton, who's making his 100th career start?
That's pretty cool.
1 and 2.
Yeah, that was a changeup, but he kind of showed that when he slowed down his motion. And that can be a giveaway for a hitter. You see the pitcher slow down, All of a sudden, you lean back, put weight more on your back foot. He had a good swing of that one. Good swing.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. High fly ball left field. Span back, track, wall, see ya. That's a nice way to get your 100th hit. A 2-run home run. Yankees up 2-0.
Well, 23 of those 100 hits have been home runs. His 23rd home run of the year. He and Andujar are involved in the Rookie of the Year race. They're both tied now in the home run column.
Here's Echeverria. And a strike.
He wasn't quite sure, but once Span ran out of real estate, the Yankees had a 2-0 lead.
That one is driven out to deep right center. Giving chase is Gordon. He's on the track, slips, but makes the play to retire Echeverria. But with 2 outs, Luke Voigt singles. And then 21-year-old Gleyber Torres picked up his 100th career hit, a 2-run home run, 2-0 Yankees. AI, powered by AWS.
Let's see what we have here. I know we have a 2-0 lead. 102.6 miles per hour and 376 feet. Gives the Yankees a 2-0 lead.
So here's Denard Span. Shows bunt, takes up and away, 1-0.
Now the Rays traded Span to Seattle along with Alex Colomé back on May 25th. And Span's done a pretty good job here. He's hit 300 on the nose since coming over here. But that's had to been a tough trade for him, Michael. He's from Tampa. And this is about as far away from Tampa as you can get in the league.
And that was the answer to the Cano suspension, really.
Yeah.
Because they got Span and they moved D. Gordon from center to second. And that worked for a while. Ground ball, second base. There's Gleyber Torres, one away.
Well, Cano missed what, 80 games for PEDs? Yeah, that's half the season.
And if the Mariners somehow squeak into the playoffs, he can't play in the playoffs.
No.
That's part of the basic agreement. And that's why they've been moving him around, and they continue to play Gordon at second, because they said if they make the playoffs, Gordon has to play second base.
Well, Cano played a little bit of third base the other day and first base as well.
There's Ryan Healy. And a strike. Ground ball is short. Echeverria. 2 away.
Well, Echeverria comes with a reputation being able to pick it. He's only made 2 errors all season long. He's very accurate thrower. We saw his ability. He made a great play in Oakland. But if it's hit to him, usually you're going to be out.
Here's Kyle Seager. Batting averages in there. The power numbers are 20 home runs, 72 ribbies, hitting .216. And a strike. Bottom of the second at Safeco Field. 2-0 Yanks on the Gleyber Torres home run. 0-2. Shift is on. 3 infielders right side. Seager fouls it back.
Yeah, one thing to watch for Tanaka tonight. See how sharply his splitter is breaking. As that's what Michael's talking about. The 3 infielders: Echeverria, Torres, and Voit on the right side, and Duhar home alone on the left side of the infield.
The 0-2. Missed outside.
There's that splitter, but Seager would not bite. I think it's a very comfortable night for the pitchers. It's not the oppressive heat that we've had on the East Coast, and you're not going to get tired out right away.
High fly ball, center field. Hicks is there, puts it away, and Tanaka works a 1-2-3 second inning. We'll go to the third. 2-0 Yankees.
Scouting report brought to you by Bob's Discount Furniture. 34 one-run victories. That's the most in the major leagues. And when they're leading after 8 innings, they are 67-0. They've got a shutdown closer. Only one team's better. That's when you just saw them. The A's are 69-0. And a shutdown closer, Edwin Diaz, 53 saves. And they have not lost a game in which he has appeared this year. Now, he's blown a few, but the Mariners have come back to win those games.
And the record for saves in a season belongs to K-Rod. Francisco Rodriguez, 62 with the 2008 Angels. Here's Brett Gardner. And Paxton deals outside, 1-0. Line to base hit to left field. Span gets it in. Gardner with a leadoff single.
It was Gardner the other day that said the Yankees are going to have to play better. Now, it didn't really show itself in Oakland as they dropped 2 out of 3. Well, this is a long road trip. Not only after here, they still have to go to Minnesota. You know, those 3 city trips you want to get over with early in the season. You don't want to miss late in the year if you can help it.
Count 1-0. Yankees' magic number to clinch a playoff spot is 14. Now they're 4 games ahead of Oakland in the loss column in terms of hosting the wild card game. But in reality, because they hold the tiebreaker, it's really 5 games. Because if Oakland ties the Yankees, they don't get to host. They have to move ahead of them.
Yeah.
In order to get it, because they don't have a playoff game to see who hosts the wild card. They go by tiebreakers. They split the 6-game series, the 2 teams, and then it comes down to better division record, and the Yankees had that over the A's. Driven deep to left field. There it goes. See ya. A long home run for McCutchen. A 2-run blast. 4-0 Yanks.
First home run as a Yankee. His 16th of the year. First 15 with the San Francisco Giants. Well, he got all of that one. He had a good swing his first time up and flew out to center field, but that one he ran out of here.
Driven the other way and out of play. Well, he was looking for that sort of hit, Kenny. 1 for 16 as a Yankee before that.
Yeah, whatever it was. I think it was a high changeup. And when he hit it, he knew it was gone. He's trying to watch it as it disappeared into the night here.
What do you think, Kenny? 420?
I would have been happy to hit that one.
Statcast says 398.
Yeah. Yeah, what is it, 400, but for you, 398? Here it is, 398 feet later. The Yankees have a 4-0 lead.
Now look at those bullpens where you warm up and there's fans against the fence.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember Mariano said this was the toughest place to warm up. He said they're nasty, they're loud, they're over-caffeinated. Swing and a miss. Stanton down on strikes.
That was a changeup that got Stanton. Over caffeinated. Well, this is the home of Starbucks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is where it all started.
They have 2 on every block, I think.
Yeah.
That's pretty close proximity.
You know what? But you know, Mariano came in the game. They probably knew the game was over. As soon as he got out of the bullpen there, they all turned and went home.
Hicks takes a strike from Paxton. So Paxton faced the Yankees in June at the stadium. 5 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs, 3 walks, and 9 strikeouts. Well, that changeup is effective.
Yeah, in his fastball mid-90s, he's got weapons out there. That was June 21st. We said he gave up a pair of 2-run homers in that game. You know, I've talked about this before with Hicks, but his batting style, right-handed, is a little different than it is left-handed. He stands further off the plate, batting right-handed. And one of the reasons he does that, we'll take a look. You can see over here on the left, this is at Yankee Stadium. This is in the road at Fenway Park, and you can see the difference. How much more room there is batting right-handed. Now, the reason why he stands closer to the plate at Yankee Stadium batting left-handed, because he wants to pull the ball off the plate. He can hit the ball to the opposite field. That'll work at Yankee Stadium. You know, hitting the ball to the opposite field, still to the short side of the field. He can force the ball off of him to the other way, batting right-handed, left-handed. He can hook the ball that's on the outside corner and try and pull it.
But Kenny, when he's not at Yankee Stadium batting left-handed,
Yeah.
is he farther off the plate?
No, he stands the same way.
One, 2. Strike 3. Hicks down looking.
I was talking to Marcus Thames about that, and Marcus said we had to move him off the plate left-handed. He used to stand even closer. Here he takes a fastball up in the strike zone over the inside corner. Or was it? It might have been inside, but he gets called out on strikes.
Here's Gary Sanchez. He struck out in the second. Fouls that one back. We're in the third. It's 4-0 Yankees. A 2-run home run by Gleyber Torres and a 2-run home run by Andrew McCutchen. Did he go? Yes, he did. 2-2.
There's a changeup again. Had him out in front. Fooled. There's a grip. Well, maybe it's a slider. Yep. Looks like a break to it.
Swing and a miss. And Sanchez goes down on strike. So 3 strikeouts in the inning for Paxton. But not a good inning for Paxton because of this. Pitch up in the zone. And McCutchen just crushes it. 2-run blast. 4-0 innings. when the Yankees take on the Blue Jays, it's Yankees T-shirt day. And the first 18,000 guests in attendance will receive a Yankees T-shirt courtesy of Sato. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com. Visit the Yankee Stadium ticket window, Yankees clubhouse shops, or you can call Ticketmaster at 877-469-9849.
So those T-shirts courtesy of Sato.
Yep.
Tonight we're in Soto, south of downtown.
And a lot of Yankee fans have made the trip to Soto. It is over at Fenway. The Astros beat the Red Sox 6-3. And the Oakland A's can't feel great about that. 0-1 on Mike Zunino. Rip foul.
Just in front of third base coach Scott Brocious. Former Yankee, World Series hero, World Series MVP. Now coaching third here for the Seattle Mariners. I'll tell you, when he first came to the Yankees were envisioning him as somewhat of a utility player, but he's settled in at third base and did a lot of damage at the bottom third of the order for the Yankees. And picked it at third as well.
Swing and a miss. Zunino down on strikes.
Yeah, I'm still thinking about the World Series in '98 at Jack Murphy Stadium at the time in San Diego. Trevor Hoffman comes in, they're playing Hell's Bells, and the whole place is going crazy. And Brocious hit a 3-run homer off him, and then all the noise stopped. Mariano came in and showed him how you close out a ball game.
Pitch to D. Gordon is a strike.
And I think the Yankees won the next day, and the World Series was over.
Yeah, Hoffman closes that game. It might be a different series.
Yeah.
Oh, 2.
Oh, here it is. That's a big home run in Yankee World Series history.
That one gets into and out of the Mariner dugout. Found the one opening there.
You know what almost hit? Gene Segura.
You want to fight?
Yeah. Mess with me, will you? The two principals the other day.
You know, they had that fight, and then the manager, Scott Service, said, you know what? This happens so often that you guys just don't know about it. So I had, Mark Teixeira on the simulcast, and I said, is that true? He goes, never happens.
No.
He goes, people might get into shouting matches, but actually a physical altercation, never.
No, I've never been on a team where two guys have actually come to fisticuffs. Now, you're right. I've seen guys yell at everybody. We used to yell at the manager.
You had the common enemy.
Yeah, we did.
Well, the thing that was unusual about the Gordon thing is he very politely asked them, could you guys step outside? We have to close the clubhouse. So the media left and figured it was just a meeting.
Boom.
And they were just one thin door away, so they heard all the screaming, and then I guess people were rolling around and the doors open, and they got a chance to see it.
No, particularly on the better teams, like, well, no, I shouldn't say that. I was talking to Reggie today. How about the A's back in the early 70s? They fought every day amongst each other.
He told Dave Sims, who does the games on TV here with the Mariners, that Blue Moon Odom smashed a Coke bottle over his teammate's head.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's almost 50 years ago.
Yeah. And also, the Yankees had some dust-ups, didn't it? Was it Cliff Johnson and Rich Gossage?
That's right.
Yeah. Gossage was injured
for a long time.
Yeah.
That really hurt the Yanks and Gossage.
So I guess you can't say it never happens.
Grounded to Gleyber Torres. And he retires Haniger for the final out of a 1-2-3 inning. So Tanaka has retired 7 in a row. We'll go to the 4th. $50 or more at the Harmon store at 527 Madison Avenue and receive 2 tickets for free. So go pick up a JBL speaker or headphones today while supplies last. Miguel Andujar will lead off. Audi scoreboard 4-0 Yankees against the Mariners and James Paxton. That one is lined to right field on the run. Haniger got a good jump and he makes the play. That was hit well by Andujar, but Haniger ran it down.
Yeah, you looked in the outfield. They hadn't played straight away because Andujar has doubles all over the field. And Haniger, from time to time, will play center field here. That's a nice running catch just in front of the warning track for out number 1. You know, I think it's very interesting. The Yankees are playing the Mariners. They've hit 2 home runs tonight. It's 230. So I think they're 34 away from the Mariners all-time record. You think it's doable, Mike?
Oh, absolutely.
There's I think Meredith mentioned there's 22 games left. So you got to hit the 35 home runs in 22 games.
Oh, Judge getting back would help.
Yeah. The real Judge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looked great today. Swinging in the cage, some outdoor hitting.
I think one thing, it was just tossed. They were just tossing. It wasn't off the tee. He hit off the tee. They call it tee and toss. But as we all know, he's got TNT in his bat.
See what you did.
Yeah.
Now, amazingly, though, just from the tosses from Marcus Timms, the hitting coach, he hit the ball out.
Yeah.
So he's generating all the power. So the hand must be feeling pretty good. As Voit down on strikes. So this is around 2 o'clock this afternoon.
So here's off the tee. But the whole idea is bat speed. And to generate bat speed, you really got to get the bat through the zone. I mean, he's just tossing it up there. We're talking somebody throwing 95 plus.
Gleyber Torres swings and misses.
So I'm sure the Yankees are encouraged by the progress, but I still feel that there's a ways to go here.
1-2. These are the rookie home run leaders in the major leagues this year. So Torres and Andujar, one behind the Braves' Ronald Acuna Jr.
You know, think about the top 3 players there. All 3 of them didn't start the season in the major leagues. I'm not so sure about Palka of the White Sox. He did not either.
Fly ball right field. Haniger is there. And a bounce back inning for James Paxton and the Mariners. Yankees go down in order 1-2-3. We go to the bottom of the 4th.
Tonight, however, obviously he was not in the starting lineup. Aaron Boone saying earlier that they wanted to ease Gregorius back into things, so don't be surprised if you don't see him at some point in time tonight. And Boone went on to say that he'll likely start tomorrow. But guys, something to remember with Gregorius, he did not play in any rehab games. He missed 15 games, so Boone doesn't want to just throw him out there for a full 9 innings to start. But this guy is so valuable to this team. In the 10 games leading up to his DL stint, he was hitting .384 with 2 home runs and 8 RBIs. They are happy to have him back.
Well, they're getting closer to getting whole as the Audi scoreboard shows the Yankees up 4-0 bottom of the 4th. Still need Chapman and Judge. Here's Segura. Foul back.
You know, I can see why he didn't play tonight. A couple of reasons. As Meredith mentioned, no rehab games. And I know Didi hits lefties pretty well, but James Paxton is not any ordinary left-hander. He can be really tough on right-handed hitters as well as lefties. So I can see sit him out tonight, get him in there tomorrow against the right-hander Felix Hernandez.
And just because he's playing tomorrow doesn't mean he's going to play the full 9, because they want to ease him back into this. So he might play half the game.
You got Echeverria, who can really play shortstop. You have another option in Torres you can move over.
One and two. Segura, Cano, and Cruz. Swing and a miss. One away.
Third strikeout for Tanaka. Segura is kind of a free swinger. Let's see what this is. It looks like I thought it looked like a slider. You can see the grip. Looks like he's going to snap down with that middle finger. Yep. Slider spin. We look at it on Yes Mo. And when he's working well with the slider and the splitter, they have almost like a scissor effect. One goes one way, one goes the other. And never do they meet.
Here's Cano. One and 0. Robbie Cano, where have the years gone? He is 35 years old. 14th big league season. Remember the Yankees 2009 championship team. 8-time All-Star. Chop to Echeverria. And he still runs the same way to first base.
I was just looking at that as that ball went to Echeverria. And Cano on the stroll down to first base. Yeah. Leaves his walking stick. And there he is out at first.
I used to ask Joe Girardi about that. And Joe Girardi said, you know what? He goes to the gate for me 159, 160 times a year.
Yeah.
And if that's how he saves himself a little bit, I can deal with it.
Yeah, but he wasn't in the gate for 80 games this year.
Right.
All right. So there must be plenty left in the tank as far as running down first base.
Pitch to Cruz is outside, 1-0. I think what baseball's become, Kenny, is that the ones that do run hard to first base stand out.
Yeah, it's kind of a shame. What baseball has become is a home run, walk, or strikeout. At 2 to 3, you don't have to run.
High fly ball left field. Going back, Gardner. He'll make the play in front of the wall for the final out. 10 in a row retired by Tanaka. We're going to the 5th inning here in Seattle. 4-0 Yanks. So they still lead the Yankees by 8 in the loss column. Yankees could close to 8.5 in the standings if they hold on here. And the Rays are making noise about making a run at the second wild card. Having some year. Echeverria fouls it back. 0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2. GMC scoreboard, 4-0 Yankees over Seattle, top of the 5th. And the 0-2. Grounded left side. Off the glove of both Seager and then Segura as Echeverria picks up a single. We have another update. We go all the way across the country to Bob Lorenz. And Bob, that's just the beginning of the story. He is an outstanding defender at third as well.
Yep.
So Echeverria picks up a single. That's going to bring up Gardner. The single, the Yankees' 5th hit. The Mariners have just 1. And a bunt. Paxton fields, flips to first, and they just get Gardner.
Paxton almost took a little bit too much time. In fact, the Yankees going to take a look, see if they want to challenge this call. It looked to me like he was out. Yep. So Gardner will get himself a sacrifice and move Echeverria into scoring position.
Here's Andrew McCutchen. Last time up, a 2-run home run. Traveled almost 400 feet to the back of the bullpens out there in left field. His 2nd hit as a Yankee. He's now 2 for 18. Wearing the interlocking NY. His 16th of the year. He had 15 with the Giants.
I don't know if it's visible on camera. There's a little bit of a haze inside here at Safeco Field. It's not, even when the roof is closed like it is tonight, the stadium is not enclosed. Now, you used to get this same effect at the Kingdome years ago. And it's because you could smoke indoors then. You can't do that now.
And they also would mindlessly fire off fireworks after home runs. But this place is, I mean, it's
awesome.
It's one of the most beautiful facilities in the whole world. It opened up July 15th of 1999, and it is still state of the art. As McCutchen walks, I mean, when you compare this
to the Kingdome,
now I know you loved hitting in the Kingdome.
World's best hitting ballpark.
But it was a 60,000 seat mausoleum.
With close fences in left and right center.
Yes. And that run in 1995, where they beat the Yankees in the wild card series, that helped get this place built, Kenny.
Yeah, it did.
Because this team was going to move. Now, I'll give you a number which will show you why Kenny liked the Kingdome. He hit 360 there with 14 home runs. That was in 37 games.
You got to remember, that was in the early days of the Mariners. They were an expansion team. Their staff wasn't that good. And if you went in there and you didn't win 2, or you didn't sweep them, I mean, it was just a terrible series.
Well, you did your part, it sounds like.
I was trying.
And also know that this city is near and dear to your heart.
Yeah, that's
because your mom and dad got married here.
Yeah, years ago, after World War II, my dad got out of the Navy here, and my mom took a train all the way from Chicago to meet him, and they got married at City Hall. And they almost stayed. They liked it, but all the relatives were further east, so they went back.
2-1. Stanton's having a hard time with Paxton. He has struck out twice, now 2-2. And Stanton hits .333 coming into this game against left-handed pitching this year. Two.
It's just some pitchers you have trouble picking the ball up, or they just don't throw your speed, or when you're looking for one pitch, they throw something else. If you look in one area, they paint the corner. You know, just, and you're looking for that one you can jump on and make big time payback.
Tipped into the glove of Zunino, and Stanton strikes out for the 3rd time tonight.
Well, that wasn't a pitch for payback. That was kind of right down the middle. Blew it right on by him. Four-seam fastball. Stanton might have foul tipped it. Zunino held on. 7 strikeouts now.
7 Maple Leafs. And here is Hicks. Foul back, 0-1. Hicks has popped to first and struck out looking. Coming into this game in his last 38 games, Hicks has an on-base percentage of .425. Among the tops in baseball over that time. Very disciplined at the plate. 0-2.
Kind of upset with himself that he missed that pitch. As a borderline, maybe he thought it was a little too high to swing at, but walks leaders.
Mike Trout, who's been on the DL a bit, 109. So he leads. A comfortable lead.
Yeah, he gets those walks because they just pitch around him. They don't want to deal with him.
You know, Ohtani hit another home run tonight.
When's he supposed to have this surgery? They just don't get it. Just pitch. I mean, just hit.
He wants to pitch, I guess.
He's going to have to miss a whole season then.
But the general feeling is I think he could hit while he rehabs.
Really?
So, yeah, he won't be able to pitch till 2020, but everything I've read is that he's going to hit next year.
Well, can't that cause damage if
I would
you're
think
swinging
so.
a bat?
That's what I thought.
I mean,
talked to Gleyber Torres about it. He said, I don't think that he could rehab and become a pitcher. He said, I didn't have to pitch. Because Torres had on his left elbow.
You know, there's a certain amount of strain when you check your swing and all that sort of thing.
Two. Well, Billy Epler, who used to be the assistant to Brian Cashman, now the GM of the Angels, said, we're going to get all the information from the doctors, and we will present it to Ohtani on Monday.
I think he's got 19 home runs there.
But the problem is if he plays next year, he can't throw, so he'll have the DH, and that means Albert Pujols, who's up there in years, has to play first base. Runners will go 3-2, 2 outs. Fouled away.
Pretty good speed on the bases for the Yankees here with Echeverria and McCutchen.
High pop-up. Cano makes the play for the final out. No runs ahead and 2 men left on base at the end of 4 1/2. Halfway through, 4-0 Yanks. National Guard specialist Victoria McGinn has been in Kuwait for 11 months on the explosive recovery unit. And throughout her time there, her grandmother Diane sent her flowers every month. And her family was out on the field, and there is Victoria surprising them. Look at the looks on their faces. And she brought her grandmother flowers. So a very emotional moment. The crowd obviously felt it, and you could see in the Yankee dugout, they were standing on the top steps clapping as well. So all the things that our armed services do for us and the danger they put themselves in, to see a great moment like that,
Yes.
pretty neat.
A lot of emotion there.
Denard Span fouls it back. GMC scoreboard, 4-0 Yanks. Kenny, I believe this haze in this ballpark has to be from cooking, because the whole ballpark smells like hamburgers.
You had to before the game.
Yeah, without the bun.
Yeah, that's true. What'd you do with that?
Threw them out.
Yeah, all right.
The 0-2.
I did appreciate you offered me one. That was nice of you.
You got it.
Yeah.
You said no.
Oh, man. It's getting time for a late night snack on the East Coast, too.
Well, at least, you know, on a Friday, as Span down looking, you got a chance to stay up and watch the end of the game. You don't have to worry that much about work. Some people work on Saturdays.
Yeah, that's true, but more often than not, Friday's the end of the work week. So hope you all back east are enjoying the game.
So Tanaka dealing, coming off a really good start. You know, I asked Aaron Boone today when he was meeting with the media, Kenny. I said, let's say the Yankees don't catch the Red Sox, and they are going to play in the wild card. Do you know who your starter is going to be in that game, or will the final 22 games serve as a tryout? They said the starter will step forward after the 22 games. He said there is nobody that we have in mind. Obviously, there's 3 or 4 people that could start that game, but the ones that pitch the best, or the one that pitches the best, is going to start that game. And it shows you how fluid things are, because on July 1st, I believe, Severino's ERA was 1.98.
Yeah, it was going to be him.
Right. It would have been 1,000 times out of 1,000 times Severino, but now you've got to go with the best pitcher who's pitching the best in September. And also matchups serve an issue. And, you know, Jay Happ, I think, and Tanaka are certainly in the running to start that game. And Happ looked great against the A's.
Yeah, he did. And Tanaka's earned run average has been on the steady decline.
The 1-2. High fly ball, left field. Gardner puts it away.
Tanaka's done a good job tonight keeping these hitters off balance. See, since the All-Star break, 3-3, 2.66 ERA. Excellent control or command, 51 strikeouts, 10 walks. And tonight, as I said, he's got everything working pretty well so far in the game. There's only been a few balls that have been hit pretty hard. Cruz hit one pretty well to the warning track. And Segura lined out to Gardner in the first inning.
Now, what struck me in his previous start, which was at the stadium against Detroit. He hit 95 on one pitch, and you could see he really reared back and fired it. It was an important part of the game, and he was really, really pumped up coming off the mound.
Yeah, I saw that, and it's nice to have that in the tank. I think he feels maybe he has more command of his fastball if he's not trying to overpower people.
There was one, I think it was that fastball that he threw, Kenny, where you could see it was a different delivery than others. It was not as controlled. He recoiled after he threw the pitch. Now his average fastball velocity this year is 92.2 miles per hour, and that's the Fast Pitch Speed Analytics, sponsored by Fios by Verizon. Now, I don't know if you agree with me, Kenny, but ever since he's been diagnosed with the 10% tear in the UCL, I think he holds a little something back. And then when you saw him in the postseason last year, he brought it up a notch. Maybe he saved something in the tank for big moments.
You know, Michael, I agree with you. He's kind of backed off his fastball. He's used his splitter and his slider more this year than his fastball.
2-2.
His slider he throws about 33% of the time. The splitter 31% of the time, and his four-seam fastball about 20% of the time.
And there's been a steady drop of that percentage in the years that he's been with the Yanks. Well, the only hit he surrendered tonight was an against the shift hit by Robbie Cano. Most of the left side of the infield was open. He just kind of guided it there. And that's the only base runner for Seattle. If he gets Seager, it's 13 in a row and 4 straight 1-2-3 innings. Ground ball to Gleyber Torres from the outfield grass, and it is 13 in a row for Tanaka, who is dealing. This is one of the more beautiful cities in the entire United States. Our producer Bill Bowl and I are going to get on that Ferris wheel a little bit later. It's going to be great. He's afraid of heights. Music means it's time for trivia. The 2001 Mariners featured the player that led the American League in RBIs. Who was that player, Kenny?
Ooh, 2001.
Let's have the audience guess first. That one is chopped to third, foul.
No, I wasn't going to shout it out. I'm just trying to think.
Okay.
2001. They had several good players have tremendous years that year. I think I know who it is, though.
You do?
Yeah, I do. Had a big year. Well, you had all those, win all those games. A lot of home runs.
Sanchez pops up. Right side. Healy over the shoulder catch. One down.
Nice play by the first baseman in foul territory. Hannigan really didn't have a chance for the right fielder. It was all on the first baseman, Healy. Nice over the shoulder catch. They got him from the Oakland A's in a deal over the winter.
Here is Andujar, 0 for 2.
And Duhar is looking for his first hit of the road trip. He doesn't usually go many games without a hit.
Yeah, he's 0 for 8 on the trip. 0 for 2 tonight. Actually didn't play the final game in the A's series, as they gave Neil Walker the start at third.
Now here's the guy who leads all rookies in hits. Runs batted in, extra base hits. And probably leads them in good swings too.
Well, 13 innings, and the Iron Pigs defeated Scranton Wilkes-Barre 3-2, so they stay alive. The Iron Pigs do in that playoff series, but Scranton Wilkes-Barre still leads 2-1 in the best of 5.
You know who used to work for the Iron Pigs?
Meredith Moragovitz.
Yeah, she did.
2 away.
We should ask her about her formative years there.
I will tell you this, Kenny. I mean, I don't like to complain in public, but about 2 years ago,
gotcha.
Meredith said, "Oh, I'm going to get you an Iron Pigs hat." Yeah,
It didn't happen.
Still waiting. Right.
Kenny, I asked him if I actually got him the hat, would he wear it? There's one with a strip of bacon on it. A lot of pork products up there in the Lehigh Valley at that stadium.
Oh, man.
And he said, no, I am not going to wear a hat with bacon on it, so I never got it for him.
Yeah, but there's also a hat that has an Iron Pig on it. I didn't want the strip of bacon hat.
Do you want me to text somebody right now and get it done for you?
No, too late. Too late.
See, Kenny, I try to do a nice thing, and he's just never going to let me forget about 2 years ago when I tried to get him a hat, and he declined.
It's not a real strip of bacon, is it?
If it was, I'd take the hat.
I think it's scratch and sniff, like those stickers back in the day.
Well, you just came up with a great idea for them.
Take breakfast with you to the ballpark.
Guys, one of the coolest things about that, Blake Shear is actually there for Homegrown, so you'll see that on upcoming episodes of Homegrown as the Rail Riders are trying to compete in the playoffs.
Hello, Blake, if you're watching.
Now, Blake's show has become so popular, Meredith. I was walking home from the restaurant yesterday, and there's actually a restaurant called Homegrown. So they're spinning off from the show as Voight goes down on strikes. Now, there is our great colleague, Blake Shear, and part of the celebration when they clinched the playoff spot. I think she got a beer bath. It was refreshing. That's for sure. 2001 Mariners featured the player that led the American League in RBIs. Who was he? Who do you think it was, Kenny?
I think it was Brett Boone.
Let's see. Yes. Yeah. 141 ribbies. Too bad. New shortstop for the Yankees. Didi Gregorius takes over. Boy, he must be thrilled to be back. There he is, taking over for Echeverria.
"16 games out with a bruised heel."
Echeverria moves to third. I think we might be seeing some of that if the Yankees advance in the postseason, where Andujar might be relieved of defensive duties by Echeverria. Line drive. Past a diving Echeverria and down the left field line. Kicks off the side wall. Gardner fields. It's a leadoff double for Zunino.
Well, Zunino has a low batting average, but he's above average as far as strength and power. He rips that one by Echeverria. And the Mariners have a runner in scoring position for the first time in the ball game.
Here's D. Gordon. Yankees on the corners, in at the grass. Four 4-0 Yanks. Second hit for Seattle. Oh and 2. Warner leads off second. Swing and a miss. Gordon down on strikes. One away.
Didn't advance the runner. Tanaka keeps him nailed at second. At the moment, there's the splitter. And this one just dives like an atomic submarine.
You didn't see too much of that when you played. If anything, you got a fork ball, right?
Yeah, it was Jack Morris who,
right.
Yeah, he threw one. It was a pretty good one.
Haniger swings and misses. He's 0 for 2 tonight and has a 17-game hitting streak.
You know, the major difference between back in the 70s and the 80s and now, there are so many more pitchers that throw hard. So many more. And that's one reason why strikeouts have gone up.
Oh and 2.
I don't think Tanaka's thrown a pitch above 92 today. But you can see how that splitter and slider have really done the job for him.
And the pitch. Fouled straight back here, right under our booth.
I reached for it, but it was eyewash. I wasn't going to catch it.
This was the famous booth,
Oh, yeah.
Kenny, where Bob Lorenz elbowed John Flaherty out of the way to make a catch and then really milked it.
It was the other way around, I think. Flaherty elbowed him.
Oh, that's
yeah.
right. That's right.
Yeah. It was just right out there.
That's right. I'll catch it, Kenny. Don't worry.
No, not anymore. My days is catching balls. I don't get paid for that anymore.
And the thing that shocked everybody, because John's a very low-key, humble guy, but then milking it after he caught the ball, that was a little alarming.
You know, I thought I saw a tear come to Bob's eyes.
Sky down the right field line. That ball is a foul ball. Let's take a look at the Coors Light refreshing finish. We flash back to that very play. Wow.
It's like he's running for office or something. Jack Curry in the booth.
What was that, 2010?
8 years ago?
Yeah.
I tell you, that tells you one thing: we all got staying power.
The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Haniger down on strikes, 2 away.
Looked like this pitch actually ended up out of the strike zone. 6 strikeouts now for Tanaka. It's the slider. Yeah, it's definitely out of the zone. Good pitch. Tanaka's chase rate is among the best in the league. Hitters will leave the zone thinking they can hit it. He makes it look good, but it's really not.
Fielded by Gregorius, fires to first, but Voit can't come up with the scoop. As Segura reaches.
Tanaka looked at Gregorius as he walks by him and says, "My bad." Tanaka thinks he should have caught this one. And we've seen him make some great plays. Didi. The throw would have been in time. It was a tough scoop for Voit over at first base. And Segura is going to be safe. So Tanaka is going to have to work a little harder here in the 6th inning. Nice bare hand stop. The throw. And Voit couldn't pull it out of the dirt. Here's a look. Tanaka looking for the ball. Didi has it. Can't complete the play.
And now with 1st and 3rd and 2 outs, you have to deal with the dangerous Cano. 1 for 2.
I don't think he's going here, but Segura does have 20 steals. He's also been thrown out 10 times, so 2 out of 3
is bad.
That's not good. That's not what you want. You want to be around 75–80%.
There's a strike to Cano.
Our producer Bill Boland reminded me that Meatloaf thought 2 out of 3 wasn't bad.
I don't think he was talking about base stealing.
I think he was talking about the winning series. 2 out of 3.
That's not bad.
Yeah. Great song, by the way. I can hear it in my head now.
That same album, Paradise by the Dashboard Light, Phil Rizzuto was on.
He was a background singer?
No, they were in the car.
Yeah.
Radio was on, and Phil Rizzuto was announcing a Yankee game.
I got you.
Right. Well, announcing a baseball game. And Phil always said he didn't know what the song was about when he recorded it.
He wasn't watching?
WW.
Yeah.
So quickly 0-2 on Cano. First and third, 2 men out. Bottom of the 6th inning, Yankees up 4-0. A couple of 2-run home runs. McCutchen and Gleyber Torres. Cano always a reputation as one of the best hitters in the game, and that reputation soiled somewhat when he was suspended this year for PEDs and 80-game suspension.
He's got some numbers that are consistent with Hall of Fame second baseman.
Yep. One-two, swing and a miss. Big strikeout for Tanaka. 3 more strikeouts this inning for the Yankee right-hander. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. Ball goes down and in. Cano swings over the top. Baseball brought to you by T-Mobile.
Well, Masahiro Tanaka's had a tremendous night so far. He's given up 3 hits. He's picked up 7 strikeouts along the way. He's had at least 1 strikeout in every inning except the 2nd inning. A nice run of retiring a successive batters for the Seattle Mariners. Nice splitter tonight. Good slider. Here's a good one to Cano that puts him away for strikeout number 7. And 2 men are left stranded on base.
Well, Tanaka's pitched very well. Just 75 pitches through 6 innings, 3 hits. Has not walked the batter and struck out 7. New pitcher for the Mariners as James Paxton is done. Ryan Cook will take over. Cadillac scoreboard shows you 4-0 Yankees over Seattle.
So Paxton, 2 starts against the Yankees this year, and in both games he gave up a couple of 2-run homers. There's the numbers on Cook, making his 13th appearance. That ERA is elevated. 16 strikeouts though in 10 1/3 innings.
12 pitchers in their bullpen, 9 righties, 3 lefties. And he deals a strike to Gleyber Torres. Torres got the Yankees on the board with a 2-run home run in the 2nd inning. And then McCutchen a 2-run home run in the 3rd inning. And that was the damage against Paxton.
Cook has been back and forth a couple of times at AAA Tacoma this year. Got a little unusual delivery there as you watch. Before he delivers the ball, he behind his back and he kind of wiggles the ball, and the delivery is Zunino takes that one right off the mask. Boom.
Swing and a miss. Torres down on strikes. Cook's 31 years old. And a story of a guy that wasn't a high draft pick making it to the big leagues. 27th round pick in 2008 by Arizona out of USC.
There's that unusual motion behind the back. Hides the ball very well.
He's had some health issues in 2016 when he made his spring training debut with the Mariners. He tore a muscle in his back, later tore a hamstring. Then he needed Tommy John surgery. Then after he had the surgery, he had scar tissue that had built up around a nerve, and he lost feeling in his fingers. Couldn't even grip a tennis ball, so then he had to have nerve transposition surgery.
That's not fun. I've had it. First of all, you got to have a lot of nerve to have it.
Two-one. And that got a big piece of the home plate umpire, Jim Reynolds.
Always check the mask. Yep, it's okay. So Zunino. And now Reynolds. An inning to remember for the men behind the plate.
Two-two. 3-2 on Echeverria. Swing and a miss. Echeverria down on strikes. And now a quick word from Spectrum.
Spectrum Internet. No data caps, no contracts. Just faster speeds with better performance.
Here at Safeco Field, Yankees lead Seattle 4-0 in the first game of a 3-game set. Middle series of a 3-series 9-game road trip for the Yanks. They opened it up with 3 in Oakland, lost 2 out of 3. Then the 3 here in Seattle, and then it finishes up with 3 against the Twins in Minnesota. 1-0 on Gardner. Gardner is 1 for 1. Single, run scored, sac bunt. Fly ball, center field. Gordon is there, and that'll do it as the Yankees go down in order 1-2-3. Time for the 7th inning stretch here in Seattle. Yankees lead this one 4-0 on Yes. Summary brought to you by your local Nissan dealer. 4-5-0 for the Yanks, 0-3-0 for Seattle. Tanaka has been really good. 6 innings of 3-hit shutout ball. Hasn't walked the batter. James Paxton gave up a couple of 2-run home runs. He did bring up 8 strikeouts in 6 innings. And those 2-run home runs, Gleyber Torres with 1, Andrew McCutchen with 1. His second hit as a Yankee and his first home run as a Yankee. 16th overall. So Tanaka, who's in good shape pitch count wise, comes out to pitch the bottom of the 7th. Here's Nelson Cruz. There's a strike.
You know, Cruz is 0 for 2 tonight against Tanaka and 3 for 26.
3 infielders on the left side. Cadillac scoreboard, 4-0 Yankees over Seattle. One and 2. Boy, if these final 22 games are an addition to start the wild card, you'd have to say that Tanaka has a leg up.
Yeah.
His performance last year in the postseason and the way he's been pitching lately. Soft ground ball to Gregorius. 1 away. And we go back to the studio. Bob Lorenz with an update. Well, that is a Donnybrook in the National League West. You don't know who's going to come out of there. There's 3 teams battling. Should be fun down the stretch. Here's Denard Span. The shift moves over to the right side, and the ball gets by Sanchez. There's a familiar face to Yankee fans. Adam Warren is warming up for Seattle. Some pretty significant Yankees have gone through the Seattle organization. Lou Piniella was a very successful manager here. A-Rod started his career here. Ichiro, his glory days here.
Now, I understand Ichiro is not officially retired. Now, he's working for the Mariners here.
Right.
But the Mariners actually open the season next year in Japan. And Ichiro is probably going to be activated, play one of those, or maybe both of those games there, and then finally retire.
You know what I don't understand about that, Kenny?
Tell me.
Those games count.
Yeah, they do.
I mean, so I think it'd be great if he plays in those games in Japan, but they count. And then he's going to retire after 2 games.
Well,
I mean, it cheapens the whole thing.
I'm thinking, what if he goes 6 for 8?
Right.
Yeah. Hey, wait a minute. I changed my mind.
So you're going to set your 25-man roster and have him on it. Somebody's going to not get a job for those first 2 games because of that. It's an odd way to do it.
Well, that's my understanding of what's going to happen.
That's what I've heard too.
Yeah.
He still takes BP before games.
And he throws some too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Why didn't they just activate him when the rosters could expand to 40?
Well, they won't be in Japan then.
It's true. And Span down looking.
Well, all that slow stuff, and then he snuck a fastball by him. Caught looking.
8th strikeout for Tanaka.
They get 2-seamer moving away. And that was borderline. Good reception by Sanchez.
You know, Bill Baldwin, our producer, brings up a good point. Remember when the Yankees played Tampa Bay in Japan? They played an exhibition game before that against the Tokyo Giants. So maybe he will play in that game and not the game that really counts.
Yes, that's a good point. Didn't they play the Hanshin Tigers too? Yeah, Tony Clark hit one almost out of the Tokyo Dome.
And then Joe Girardi played in the final exhibition game there and opened the season with the two of us in the broadcast booth. And the thing I will never forget about that, if you remember his last game, he stood at home plate and blocked the plate.
So you're not doing that?
Well, but he knew that that was going to be his last game. And
No. My question was, you're not doing that if it's your last game.
Well, I obviously, if you asked me, I would always play the hero. So yes, I would. As far as you know. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 9 for Tanaka without a walk. Another 1-2-3 inning. We're going to go to the 8th inning here in Seattle. 4-0 Yankees. A home run. The exit velocity presented by Spectrum Internet with faster download speeds and better performance. Exit velo 102.8. Traveled just short of 400 feet. And he will lead off here in the 8th inning against former Yankee Adam Warren.
Yes, 15th appearance with Seattle, 39th overall for the season. 2-2 with a 3.56. Now with Seattle, he is 2-1 with a 5.54 ERA.
I got traded on July 30th, and the Yankees got back international bonus slot money. Hyundai scoreboard 4-0 Yankees. He's a free agent at the end of this season. Now he has struggled of late, as has left-hander Zach Duke. So Scott Service admitted this week that he might have to try some new ideas for the setup men behind the 8th inning guy Alex Colomé. Now, when he was first traded to the Cubs, Kenny, in 2015 for Starlin Castro, the Yankees could not reach him to tell him that he was traded because he was on vacation in St. Lucia. Now, the reason they couldn't reach him, he and his wife have a no phones rule when they're on vacation. So they had theirs in the hotel room safe. And the way he found out about it, he saw his name scrolling across the ticker, and that's how he found out about the trade. Fly ball left field. Span makes the catch. 1 away.
So he's watching the TV, but he can't use his phone.
Right.
Yeah, and
well, maybe they were in a restaurant and saw the
I
TV.
got you. Yeah, okay.
I don't know if I could do that.
Oh,
and I don't think Jody could do it.
yeah.
Here is Giancarlo Stanton.
Well, I mean, I think at the time they didn't have any children at the time. So, I mean, if you got kids, you got to have a phone with you.
Right. And also, forget about talking on the phone. How about like the information you could get on the phone? What's happening in the world? Like if you're on vacation right now, you have Fox Sports Go. Boom, you're watching the Yankee game on your phone.
Exactly. Streaming live.
Stanton is 0 for 3 tonight with 3 strikeouts. 1-1 count against his former teammate Adam Warren. 1-2.
When I got traded to Baltimore, I found out an unusual way.
How so?
I got a phone call at 6 o'clock in the morning from Mike Torres telling me he had been traded to Baltimore.
Line drive, right field. 2 away.
So I told him, Mike, oh man, I'm going to miss you. And he says, you don't understand. You're going with me. And I said, what? He says, hang up the phone. It's going to ring within 10 minutes. Sure enough, 5 minutes, the phone rings. It's Jim Fanning, GM of the Montreal Expos. You've been traded to Baltimore. I already knew.
What a trade by them.
Yeah, well, I was kind of happy. Baltimore's a good team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And usually, 6 in the morning phone calls usually don't bring good news.
No, they don't.
Pitch to Hicks is low. Oh, no, they call it a strike. 0-1. We're in the 8th inning. It's 4-0 Yankees. A brilliant pitching performance by Masahiro Tanaka.
Now, which made it even worse that, phone rings at 6 in the morning. Mike Torres and I were out to 2 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's the rest of the story.
Chopped right back to Warren. And the Yankees go down in order against their former teammate. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. It is 4-0 Yankees. One of the great sights here in Seattle, the Public Market Center. Pretty cool stuff. People walk fast there. being voted the Montefiore Doing More Player of the Week. Good week for Luke. 5 for 17. 3 of the 5 left the yard with 4 ribbies. And he is our Montefiore Player of the Week. Tanaka comes out to pitch the bottom of the 8th inning. Hyundai scoreboard, 4-0 Yankees. Bottom third of the order for Seattle. Kyle Seager leads off. 1-0. 89 pitches for Tanaka. This will be pitch number 90. And as he throws his 90th pitch, there is nobody up in the Yankee bullpen.
Well, outside of the 6th inning, when the Mariners got 2 men on, has been pretty much stress-free.
Now, I can't remember another 3-0 count.
No, I don't think so either.
9 strikeouts, no walks.
Speaking of 3-0.
Robertson will begin to throw. Strike, 3-1. Popped up. Left side. Giving it a look is Sanchez, but it's over the Yankee dugout.
Yeah, a couple of days ago, that was playable in Oakland.
Easily.
Oh, my goodness.
So the count full on Seager leading off the bottom of the 8th inning. A crowd of 32,195 here at Safeco Field. They average about 29,000 a game. 3-2. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 10 for Tanaka as he comes back from 3-0 down.
Let's see, did he chase one out of the zone? Fastball, yeah, it's borderline. It was too close to take. Double digits in strikeouts now for Tanaka.
Here's Zunino. He picked up a double his last time up. A hot shot right down the line past a lunging Echeverria.
Season high in strikeouts for Tanaka, 10.
The Sky Pride telecast presented by authority of the New York Yankees. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees.
Yeah, 3 times this year Tanaka's hit 9 strikeouts in a game. Once against the Angels, once against the Rays, and once against the Red Sox.
Second straight batter, 3-0.
This is when the manager starts standing next to the pitching coach, and it may be showing signs of fatigue.
3-1.
Getting up near that 100 pitch mark.
Ground ball, broken back ground ball to Gleyber Torres, 2-away.
Second time in a row he's fought back from a 3-0 count to get the hitter out.
And Tanaka simply continuing his brilliance against Seattle. in 7 previous starts. 6-0, 2.34. And as we mentioned, his brilliance on the road this year. 13 road starts without a loss, making a bid to go 14 straight without a loss. And a strike to D. Gordon. As we told you earlier, the last Yankee pitcher to go 14 straight games without a loss on the road is Allie Reynolds in 1949. And for all of our younger viewers, Google Allie Reynolds. He could really pitch.
Yeah, he was nicknamed the Chief.
And the 0-2. Grounded to first. Oh, what a stab by Voigt. And he beats Gordon to the bag for the final out. Luke Voigt took a base hit away from D. Gordon and then beat the speedy Gordon to the bag for the final out. 8 brilliant innings for Tanaka. 4-0 Yanks. For $25.99, watch every out-of-market regular season game, plus get a free subscription to MLB at Bat Premium. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv to take advantage of this limited time offer. That looks like it's a limited time offer. There's not that many left.
New pitcher is Chasen Bradford. And this will be his 41st appearance. 5-0 out of the bullpen. He has never lost a game in the major leagues. 7-0 in his career.
Well, the Mariners need to win almost every game remaining to make a run at the A's, and it's amazing. They have the longest streak of not making the playoffs of any team in professional sports. The longest drought. Last time they made the playoffs was 2001. The Browns last made it, the Cleveland Browns 2002, the Marlins 2003. So it's pretty amazing that this franchise has not gotten in even as a wild card. So there are the 4 longest droughts in all the sports. So the Sac Kings since 2006 haven't made it. NHL Hurricanes 9 seasons. And it was the Buffalo Bills up until last year when they finished 9-7, and thanks to Andy Dalton, they got in. So the days of Griffey and Martinez are in the rearview mirror. Their numbers retired. Not the same team. Sanchez Hits one hard to left. Right there is Span. You know, they thought they were on their way. On July 5th, Kenny.
Yeah.
They were 7.5 games in front of the A's for the second wild card. This will be the first at bat off the DL for Didi Gregorius. So he missed 16 games with the heel injury. And here he is against Bradford. It'll be interesting to see how Didi is without having played rehab games, because that might be a little bit of a window into what Judge is in for. Now, Judge has been on the shelf a lot longer than Gregorius was.
You would think it might be a little bit more difficult for Judge to jump back on that moving train. But he's making progress.
Now, if you have forgotten how he got injured, here's a look back.
It's at the stadium. Collision with the Kendrys Morales of the Blue Jays, and a bruised heel, bruised left heel for Didi Gregorius on the play.
Fly ball, left side. Now, I wonder if he injured the heel like when his leg whipped around like that, or you think he injured it when he touched the bag?
Yeah, I think an unusual way of touching the bag. I've done that before. It's actually took a cortisone shot in the heel.
See, watch this whip around.
And watch how the heel hits the ground. Left heel. Yeah. He might get a. You might ask him. I'll ask him tomorrow. You know how that happened. Let's watch the landing here. Yeah, that could have been it. I think.
Check swing. Did he go? No, he did not. 2-2.
Well, it's good to have him back.
Well, the Yankees firmly believe that when they have everybody healthy, they think they could beat anybody. And there's two more pieces that have to fit back into the puzzle: Judge and Chapman. And not just come back, but be what they were.
Yeah.
Two. So he's getting his rehab in just in this at bat. Hit sharply. Nice pick there by Cano. 2 away. Well, tomorrow night on Yes, watch the Yankees play the middle game of this 3-game set with the Mariners right here at Safeco Field. Coverage will begin at 8 p.m. Special time, 8 p.m. with Audi batting practice today in the Chevy Yankees pregame right here on Yes and streaming on Fox Sports Go. It's going to be Lance Lynn against King Felix. First pitch will be right around 9 o'clock. So here's Luke Voit. 1-0.
Well, tonight they had Maple Grove. Tomorrow being the King's Court.
He was taken out of the rotation for a bit.
Yeah, you check out that ERA, 5.55.
Not the same pitcher.
No, he's not.
He just doesn't throw as hard. They shift for Voit. 3 infielders on the left side. Voit had a single that dunked in front of Span with 2 outs in the second. That allowed Gleyber Torres to come up and hit a 2-run home run. Fouled away. Looks like Robertson will pitch the 9th inning for the Yanks. Two and two. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the 9th. 4-0 Yanks. Grounded, base hit for Voit. He's 2 for 4. A lot of Yankee fans here. You can hear the Luke chant.
Yeah. Good news travels fast.
So Voit getting an opportunity and taking advantage of that opportunity. Gleyber Torres takes outside. Hit his 23rd home run of the year in the 2nd inning. He's 1 for 3. Also flied out to right and struck out. One and two on Torres.
Yeah, Bradford has shown a pretty good slider. That is another one to hit the outside corner. Looked at his fastball, not much over 90.
Made his major league debut last year with the Mets. 3.74 in 28 games. And the Mariners claimed him off of waivers in January. A.J. Cole has joined Roberts. Now Bradford from Las Vegas, and he got to spend 4 seasons at the Mets AAA affiliate in Las Vegas. High fly ball, right side, and Haniger runs out of room. He's had 4 stints with Seattle this year. Most recently called up on September 1st when the rosters expanded. And originally a 35th round pick by the Mets in 2011. "29 years old, 2nd big league year, 8 pro seasons." 2-2. Swing and a miss. Torres down on strikes. No runs a hit, no errors, and 1 man left. We'll go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Yankees leading 4-0. to bring you a complete recap of tonight's series opener and an updated look at the playoff picture. Plus, Meredith Marakovitz gets the clubhouse reaction. It's only on Yes, so stay right here. You're up this late. David Robertson will take over, and really a brilliant 8 innings by Tanaka. 8 shutout innings, allowed just 3 hits, struck out 10, didn't walk a batter.
There's numbers on David. Pitched well in his appearance in Oakland. Struck out the side. This will be his 60th appearance of the year. 80 strikeouts in 60 innings, and they're hitting just a $177.
He's going to face the top of the order. Here's Mitch Haniger. His could be final opportunity to extend his hitting streak. He has a 17-game streak. He's 0 for 3 tonight. And a strike from Robertson. Rip foul, 0-2. And the pitch bounced up there.
Oh, he mentioned the other night at Oakland that David Robertson's put away pitches. His breaking ball. He's got one of the better ones in the league. Tried to really snap that one.
Swing and a miss, and Haniger down on strike. So unless they tie it or have a long inning and he comes up again, that's the end of his streak.
There it comes, the hook. 12-6, nose to toes, strike 3.
You know, the longest hitting streak in baseball this year belonged to Michael Brantley of the Indians, 19 straight.
Yeah.
This could be only the second season since 1908 without a 20-game hitting streak. The other season was 1972, when the longest hitting streak was Dave Cash, 19 in a row.
Dave Cash of the Pirates.
Segura fouls it back, 1-1. I think a big reason for that, Kenny, all the strikeouts, people looking to hit home runs. You don't hit home runs every single game. It's hard to have a hitting streak.
The shifts.
Yep.
I think I mentioned earlier tonight, this could be the first year where there's more strikeouts than hits ever.
Two. 3-2 on Segura.
I think one thing that I've seen, and I can't really get behind it, for youngsters, they're having these things called power showcases now.
Segura walks. First walk for the Mariners.
Which is essentially, for young amateurs, home run derbies. I don't really agree with it because you're not teaching anybody how to hit. You're just teaching, just get up to see how far you can hit it. Not every pitch, as in these derbies during games, are thrown up there to be hit for home runs. You got to learn how to hit the ball. And it's I think it's kind of a false narrative of how to become a good hitter.
Shows you how people scout now.
Yeah.
If you throw hard or hit home runs, you're going to get drafted.
It's all about power.
Pitch inside to Cano, 1-0. Yankees shift for Cano with 3 infielders on the right side. That one is chopped to the left side. There's one on to first. The throw pulls Boyd off the bag, would not have been in time.
Yeah, that was going to be a tough turn. Ball wasn't hit very hard. All you got to do on taking out off the board. Echeverria does that, getting the ball to Didi. And Didi's offline with the throw. Voit correctly leaves the bag. But now the Mariners are down to their last out.
Here's Nelson Cruz. One and 0. Cruz 0 for 3 tonight against Tanaka. His first look obviously at Robertson. Boyd plays behind Cano at first. 2-0. Three and 0. Seattle trying to make this interesting. There's nobody warming in the Yankee bullpen. There's a strike, 3-1. Four nothing Yankees. Couple of 2-run home runs. The only runs in this game. 3-2. So that's going to release Cano at first. 3-2 and 2 outs. Bottom of the 9th inning. And the pitch. This should do it. Fly ball right field. McCutchen comes on. McCutchen makes the play and the Yankees win 4-0. Well, the Yankees even up this road trip at 2 games apiece as they win the first game of this 3-game set. And the home runs were nice, Kenny, but the story of the game is the way Tanaka pitched.
It was just outstanding. You mentioned his last start against Detroit. Might have been his best start of the year. He might have topped that tonight. 10 strikeouts, no walks. Not much of a chance for the Mariners in tonight's game as the Yankees take the opener 4-0.
21 more games to go in the regular season for the Yankees, and if this is indeed the beginning of an audition for who will start the wild card, well, Mr. Tanaka just got a leg up with his 8-inning shutout performance. So much more to come here from Seattle, Washington. The Yankees celebrate their 4-0 victory. We'll be back with more right here on Yes.